A major change in the immigration policy. Today, President Trump's administration announced plans to end the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA, which protects undocumented immigrants who came to the U.S. as children. Blaine Alexander has this story from Capitol Hill.
Well, Brooke, this is something that's drawing an emotional response on Capitol Hill from both parties, some calling the decision heartless, others saying that it doesn't go far enough. From the White House gates to the shadow of Trump Tower, from coast to coast, an angry outcry against President Trump's decision to end DACA, the Obama-era policy allowing undocumented immigrants who came to America as children to remain in the U.S.
This does not mean they are bad people or that our nation disrespects or demeans them in any way. It means we are properly enforcing our laws.
In a statement, President Trump said, "I do not favor punishing children for the actions of their parents, but we are a nation of opportunity because we are a nation of laws." It means a loss of protection for nearly 800,000 undocumented immigrants in the U.S., so-called dreamers like Carlos Arellano, who came to America at age 15.
This is my people, this is my country, this is my home.
He tells me he is now months away from graduating nursing school.
And I grew up here, I went to high school, I graduated, I've been working, I've been paying taxes since the moment I started working.
I think it's a cruel, evil, vicious decision today.
It's not cold-hearted for the president to uphold the law. We're a nation of law and order.
President Trump now forcing Congress to take sides, giving lawmakers 6 months to come up with a better plan.
Kids will be thrown back into the darkness. That doesn't help fix a broken immigration system to take these kids and ruin their lives.
We are young immigrants, young people are the future of this country. So please, don't play with our futures and please help us.
A message echoed by thousands, counting on their adopted country to keep them here. And today, former President Barack weighed in on this decision, saying that it's about whether we treat these kids the way we would want our own kids to be treated. In Washington, Blaine Alexander, 5 on 2.
All right, Blaine, thank you much. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is urging U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson not to give into emotions and to show restraint when dealing with North Korea. On Sunday, as you may know, the rogue nation conducted its most powerful nuclear test to date, triggering U.S. warnings of a, quote, massive military response. Joining us now live in studio to provide some expert analysis, we welcome back Dr. Frank Jenista, professor of international studies at Cedarville University. But not only that, a former 25-year U.S. diplomat, which makes you the man to talk to on issues like this. Welcome back. This is turning into a very high-stakes game of chicken. The preference, obviously, is a diplomatic solution, but
sure.
How workable, how realistic is that?
We don't know, because fundamentally we don't know what the young dictator in North Korea wants. Is he going for respect? Does he really think he can take out the United States? Does he want to be able to threaten the United States so he can attack South Korea and then say, if you come to South Korea's aid, we're going to do Seattle? So all of this is up in the air, and even the most informed experts are all guessing. They just don't know.
The hope is that it's diplomacy/sanctions eventually solves this thing. Let's talk about the sanctions part of this. We can't do this alone. We need partners in making
Absolutely.
this happening. An interesting story I heard today, and this is something that had not crossed my mind, the fact that if the sanctions work so well that it causes the North Korean regime to actually collapse, sounds like a good thing, but maybe not.
No, China does not want a hard landing in North Korea. First, they get 20 million starving North Koreans charging over their border. Secondly, they're afraid that U.S. troops now in South Korea could end up on their border as part of a unified Korea. In addition, the South Koreans don't want a crash landing, or they're going to be stuck with billions and billions of dollars to try and upgrade this backward country into something approximating a modern state, sort of like West Germany has had to do with East Germany.
So how do we approach this? I mean, you've got this ever-increasing war of words. You've got the North doing more and more radical things with their missiles. You've got the South with their military exercises. You've got everybody in Guam and in the western U.S. on pins and needles. How do we play this? What's the end game?
First, China controls this. And China is extremely annoyed at North Korea. They set off this atomic bomb at the worst possible time for President Xi Jinping. He's hosting leaders of Brazil and Russia and India and South Africa. And it looks like he can't maintain control in his own area. He's got next month a party congress coming up where he's supposed to demonstrate what a great leader he is, and now there's this tension. And long term, China expects its little neighbors to do what China would like.
Sure.
And every time they go over with a delegation to North Korea saying, please don't set off the nuke, we really advise against that missile launch, North Korea waits till they leave and goes, boom.
Yeah. Boy, and the other thing, too, lingering in the back of my mind, you've got the Winter Olympics coming up in a matter of months in South Korea. The eyes of the world will be focused on South Korea. You just wonder what, God forbid, might happen. But
and
anyway,
North Korea hates to be left out.
There you go. Frank Jenista, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
All right, we'll see you next time. Brooke, over to you.